And we'll split for fire canyon there. Also, okay, at the end of this cutscene, you're gonna see me turn my zoomer so that Jack comes out. Well, I'm gonna move my left analog stick to the left so the zoomer can be sideways, and I'm gonna jump out from the right of the zoomer so I can just roll onto the platform like this. Oh well, that didn't work out. Lemma, hold on, let me show that off. Wasn't ready. Like that. See how my zoomer is pointed toward the left side there. So when I get out right here, I can just roll here. Okay, so enough of that. We're gonna go around, get this first scout fly. Then what I like to do here, well, there's two different ways. I'm gonna actually teach it the beginner way, because I like this way better for beginners. It's much safer. So if you press R2 and start at the same time, you'll get what's called a pause buffer, which makes you immune to cutscenes. So it should look like this. If you look at the top left corner of the screen, you'll see that there's health, but no number next to it. See, if I put up my regular HUD, you'll see there's a 6 next to my health, but with the pause buffer, well, the pause buffer, there's no health next to it, just, yeah, without the number. So while you're in this state, frick, if you fail it, you'll just pause like that. While you're in this pause buffer state, you have 2.5 seconds to activate a cutscene, and in some cases die, but not in this case. So what you're going to do is hit R2 and start. You're going to pause buffer. I'm just going to refer to it as pause buffer. Pause buffer, hit the button, and run next to the portal. And this will immediately pause you. So you do not want to unpause or get the cutscene. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to save the game. And then load the game. Okay, so you can stand here like as long as you need to, but then you're gonna pause buffer. The main thing is you don't want to move the camera. If you move the camera, you're gonna get the cutscene. So you want to do R2 and start again, pause buffer, and then start moving. Okay, notice how I missed that first orb. I'm going to need that orb. So what I'm gonna do, hopefully I don't get the cutscene here. I'm gonna turn my camera toward the hut, and what that is gonna allow me to do is I can grab the orb while I'm facing the hut, and everything's gonna be fine. I won't get the cutscene, but hopefully it won't give me the cutscene initially. Okay, it didn't give me the cutscene. So what I can do here is I can get that orb while I'm facing the hut, and then once I get around here, I'm fine. I'm perfectly immune to the cutscene. So if you miss an orb, that's what you do. You turn, you turn your camera toward the hut, and you won't get the cutscene. So I'm gonna show you how to do it right. Then you just unpause, and you don't need to turn the camera toward the hut since you got all the orbs. If you get onto this platform, you're okay, or at least you're like midway. If you're like on the edge of this one going to this one, right? Frick. That might give me the cutscene, so I'm gonna load it back over. But if you're in between those two, then you'll be fine. You won't get the cutscene. So let me show you how it is if I miss an orb again. Oh no, I missed an orb. Okay, so I'm gonna turn my camera, grab the orb that I missed, and then once I get on here, I'm safe. But yeah, don't start moving until after you've done the pause buffer. That's the most important thing. Okay. So when we get that scout fly, and then come back up, get this orb. I like to get these 3 orbs, and then talk to Mole Lady. Or the geologist.
project going, and maybe you could help me out.
Hey, we're the ones on a big quest here. We ask you for help.
Well, perhaps we can help each other. I've been studying the burrowing habits of lightning moles in the Precursor Basin next to our village for years. But now those awful lurkers have scared the moles to the surface. And since they're blind as bats, they can't find their way back underground. If you could herd them back into their burrowing tunnels, you might just save their lives. I've got a power cell that says you can do it.
Yeah, lightning moles. We can.
Maybe for 2 power cells.
Nice try. But I would be willing to part with another power cell if you two find me 19 precursor orbs for my research equipment. Fair enough?
Okay. So you just want to mash circle for a power cell immediately?
Here's a power cell we agreed upon.
We're actually going to talk to someone else. You don't want to get his power cell. Because you do have enough orbs for his power cell, but you're not going to get it yet. So we're going to go talk to Gambler. We're going to talk to him, but not take his power cell.
No, not another hero.
At least not yet.
I lost my short did so-called heroes to fight against the monster up there. Trust me, the smart money's on the monster. That wager pretty much tapped me out. So, I got a proposal. Bring me 90 orbs to get me back on my feet and out of this barrel, and I'll give you a power cell in return. And if you're game, I do have one more bet on line. My big comeback. Beat the record time race at Dead Man's Gorge in the Precursor Basin, and I'll get a pretty payoff. For that, I'll give you another power cell.
Okay. So as you can see, you can take his power cell, but you're not going to. Just leave him. Okay, now for Basin. Basin is very interesting, especially the first part of Basin, because there isn't a solid route to it. There's no rigid route. But here's what generally you're going to do. Okay, there's 2 situations here. There's one mole, which is the red animal that's right in front of me here. And you see it moved initially to the right. So what I'm gonna do, oh, okay, so yeah, move to the right. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push this thing, since it's already to the right, I'm gonna push it to the right. There's no point, like if the mole is to the left, there's no point in trying to push it to the right, because it's not gonna go to the right, and vice versa. Because the mole is going to do whatever it wants. So what you're going to try to do is keep the mole on the outside of Basin, basically. Keep it on the outside. What I mean by that is kind of move the zoomer to the inside, so that you see how the mole is on the outside right now. You want to keep it there. Okay. And now we're going to look for the second mole. Now, I'm actually going to make a save, so I can do this over again. But now I'm going to look for the second mole. And as this first mole is going to pass the second mole, I'm going to drive toward the second mole. Now that sounds a little complicated at first, but let me show you first. Now I'm going to drive toward it. So they're going together. And they go inside together. Okay? Let me show you one time for the one time. Okay, so I'm gonna push this first mole, push the first mole to the outside. If I can. Sometimes you can't. Like cases like these, you can't. The second mole's already gone, so you can't do it. Which is fine, that happens. Let me just show you another. Okay, this is the scenario. Oh, well, he was going to the left, then he came back. So I guess he's still going to the right. And the second mole already left. The key is not to aggro the second mole quite yet. But, I mean, if he's aggroed, like, you can't help it sometimes. Okay, this one's way far to the right. So you just want to make sure that they go together. This is going to take some practice as well. That was actually a really fast double mole there. You don't get that very often. Okay, you want to push them to the outside. Oh, okay. I messed that up. Push them to the outside so you can look for the second mole. And then have them go together. So it's kind of weird at first. But that's how you do moles. That's how you do double moles. But if you happen to only get one mole, don't chase the second one. If you only happen to get one mole in the hole, don't chase him yet. You'll be back for him. So whether you get one mole, two moles, or no moles, after you pass the hole, then just keep going to the left here. So okay, you can see the third mole in front of me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump on the back right side of this mole. And notice how I said jump. Somehow it works better with a jump. So if I drive, if I jump somehow on the back right side of that mole, the mole is more reactant to where the zoomer is. So there's a better chance it'll go in the direction that you want it to. And so there's no rush when you, after you get on the back right side of that mole, there's no rush. You just have to wait for it to move. And then as you get closer to the mole, he'll just directly go into this hole. So let me try to do all of it one more time again, just to show you. I'm gonna keep going no matter what happens, actually. Okay. I missed one mole, but it's okay. I jumped on the back right side of that mole and got that one in. So there are two moles left, but I'm gonna keep going. After you've tried for the first three moles, then you want to go to this purple lurker. And so right here, you want to slow down just a little bit. So that, because this purple lurker is on a cycle, and if you go too fast, he'll move faster, basically. And so after a certain amount of time, the purple lurker will slow down. And you want to slow him down at the perfect spot. So right here, you want to slow him down so he slows down a little bit. Maybe not too much, but... And you want to jump and cut him off right there. But you do want to slow down in that area where I showed you. You come back for the orbs that you missed. And then get these 5. And then you want to get the moles that you missed. Most of them, usually they're on the left side, but just be aware of where the rest of the moles are. Okay, that one was a little lucky, but it won't always be like that. So you don't want to be like too close to a mole because he won't go into the hole because he's too scared. You just want to kind of guide him. Because if you're on the left, the mole will go right, and if you're on the right, the mole will go left, and vice versa. You know. After you get all the moles in, you want to go for this purple lurker. You want to cut him off right there. And then once you get the 2 purple lurkers and the 4 moles and all the orbs and all the scout flies, so you should have 149 orbs, you should have 2 scout flies, you should have both purple guys, and then all 4 moles in the hole. Then you can go into the race. In the race, you want to try to get 5 eco. So right there was the first blue eco. And the key is to hold X and hold square if you need to. So sometimes you'll need to hold them both at the same time. So like this to slow down. Like you still have the blue eco, but you're still slowed down. And that's what you want to do when you fall there as well. So right now I have 4 eco, right? See how I'm holding X and square, I'm going pretty slow. This one will get me my 5th eco. After 5 eco, there's no point in getting 6. Yeah, but you don't ever want to let go of X. Because if you let go of X, then you'll lose all of your eco. And the eco is important, like, around this area, because you're going super fast. It was kind of a lot to explain right there, but... yeah. The most important thing is to not lose your eco. Because it does lose a lot of time. You don't want to jump for that, it'll jump on its own, pretty much. I'm going to slow down maybe for a little bit here. Okay, and you can lose your eco there, because once you get a cell, also I split there. Because once you get a cell, then you lose your blue eco anyway. So right here, you want to chase the purple guy. Slow down a little bit here. Or a lot of bit, actually. And you can cut him off right here. If you went slow enough in that part. Then right here is the 1 cycle plants. Or where you can 1 cycle plants. So basically you just want to ride on the outer rims of the plants. And that's how you control them the most. Okay, I didn't get 1 cycle there, but it's fine. I mess it up sometimes in runs as well. Okay, once you get all of them, don't go for the cell quite yet. You want to actually keep going to this ramp, because you'll be back here. Then you want to go get the cell over the water. This cell over here. Make sure, of course, you get all the orbs up here, because you're not coming back here. Jump for that. Bada boom, bada bang. Then you want to turn left and go chase this lurker. This guy's pretty easy, as long as you go this way. There's another way you can go that saves a couple of seconds, but it's a little weird, so I don't do it, or I won't show you. I recommend you do it this way, and then you'll just grab them right here. That's pretty simple. Okay, if you don't have 200 out of 200, right at that point, hopefully there is an orb that you missed that is on the way of blue rings, which is coming up right here. So yeah, for Basin, the thing you want to practice the most is moles. Because those guys can really mess you up. As for blue rings, it's pretty straightforward. Nothing too crazy. This is where you want to get that cell that you left earlier. Of course, you can't miss any of the rings, so try not to. And that's the end of Basin.